Welcome back to the channel and the rebuild of our Sealine SC35. In the last episode we tackled sealing in the windscreen using Sikaflex sealant, making sure everything is watertight for the winter. We let it cure for a few days and then cleaned up the excess with a bit of white spirit to get that nice tidy finish. It was a bit of a journey of discovery, something we'd never done before, but in the end it turned out very well. In today's episode we're moving on to more tasks to get the boat ready for winter, so let's get straight into it. So that took a little bit longer this time, I think because we'd left it several days rather than just coming to it the day after. It was a lot harder to get the residue off the screen. So I think lesson learned on that one. Every day is a school day, but I think next time we would just leave it overnight and then use the white spirit, mineral spirit, to get rid of the residue. But so it just took a little bit more elbow grease, but overall that is looking really smart. Down here on the corners, really nice. Along the front edge, and especially actually we were saying the centre post, that's worked out really nice. I think that's just because you've got a nice long run with a squeegee. Come down, the hardest bit with was the corners. They were really quite hard to try and come around the corners and make a neat job of that, but yeah, pretty happy with the way that's turned out. Giving this a quick hoover, so we'll wipe this now with acetone, get this all nice and clean, and then we can get the sealant in this front edge. Okay, so that windscreen now is sealed at the front, so we'll leave that overnight to cure. Richard's going to come in the morning and just give that a wipe with the white spirit, and that will just clear off any residue that's left on the surface of the gel coat. The reason we've not masked off, which is probably, I'm sure we're going to get this question, is because if you put masking tape down, it takes a long time to mask off, and also you get like a ridge where the masking tape obviously just sits slightly proud of the surface. So this way you get absolutely no ridge at all. Done the A pillars as well, and also these B pillars, so you can see there's just a little bit of residue, which we'll clean that off with the white spirit, and then you get an absolutely perfect edge on there. Both sides done, and Richard had also cleaned out inside this locker cover as well. So this Helm locker has been sanded, previously resin, so that needs some flow coat in there now, so we'll get that wiped down with acetone and give it a coat of flow coat. Okay, so this front edge is now fully sealed. Richard, the day after, just used a bit of white spirit to get away the excess, and that now looks really good. So both screens are now sealed. We also touched in the repairs. Get over to this side on where the pigeon had been. So that was just here, and you really can't see where it is actually. All we did was cut it with a knife, cut a section out and just laid in some more sealant, and that looks pretty much perfect. Just a little bit of excess on the top here that we just need to use some white spirit on, and same deal up here as well. So we got rid of the footprints up there, and then we've also sealed in these back B pillars as well, so they're both done both sides, so we're getting more and more watertight. So next what we need to do is think about the roof rails, because we are still taking in a little bit of water overnight. Well, it's been over a few days actually, not just last night. The helm station filled with water. Luckily we'd flow coated that, so that's all good, and this had filled with water as well, and the bilge had filled with water as well. There's quite a few inches of water in there, so we've had the bilge pump running this morning, emptied that out. So I think next what we want to do is get this door sealed, get that done, and then we'll be looking at getting the roof rail system on, get that into place, and then the windows. But let's start with this door. We have a shiny helm station door, which actually looks really nice. So we fitted this with stainless steel bolts and locking nuts. So the reason for that is on this back side here we could use self-tapping screws, but if you can imagine, if you're going to throw perhaps life jackets in here, if it was to get snagged on a self-tapping screw, that'd be quite sharp, whereas with the bolt we've got a nice blunt end. So and they sit perfectly in there as well. The beauty of this door is that this edge here has got a seal on the back of it, a little rubber seal, so this is now fully sealed, and then obviously you've got this seal here as well which seals the door, so this is now fully watertight, whereas I don't believe the factory one was. I don't think it had a seal on it, so that makes this quite a nice solution actually. Flow coating side looks really good, so that looks really nice. Got a couple of locks down here as well. Another benefit of this door is we've got a couple of locks, barrels and keys, which we can fit those afterwards, and they just pop in here, so we can make this lockable as well. Yeah, so it's just a really nice little door that. What we'll do is just cover it up just to make sure we don't get scratched, but we're now watertight there, so we shouldn't get any more water in this helm station. We will also fit a vent up at the top here as well, which is what they did on the original factory boat, so that's effectively like a drying locker or ventilated locker that you can throw wet stuff in. So next we will have a look at getting these rails that we had manufactured some months ago. We need to get those now fitted and bonded into place. So we've got our new track system out, and just having to re-familiarise ourselves a little bit with this because we've not touched it for a while. But basically, in essence, you've got this piece of plastic that sits on the fiberglass moulding, and then on top of that you've got this aluminium track. Now the aluminium track, they don't sell in quite long enough length, so what we've had to do is create a joint. And the problem we had before was that we fixed this rail down, and actually if you didn't get it absolutely perfectly aligned, which was very hard to do, the car wouldn't slide across here smoothly. So Richard's had this piece of stainless steel laser cut, so we just need to tap this now with a couple of M4 threads, and this, we'll call it a domino. Domino actually sits on the underside of the track, so will be hidden, and then of course because we've got then the plastic base that it sits on, we effectively need to recess these little dominoes into that piece of plastic. So we've just marked this out, look. So what we'll do now is we'll just drill that out, probably use a multi-tool and pocket that all out, and then that will sit inside that plastic and effectively make that joint sort of nice and secure and also line up nicely. And then what we'll be able to do is just fill that with a little bit of Sikaflex underneath the aluminium rail rather, all be hidden, and it'll all be nice and weather tight. Well, that's worked out quite well. We've got now a really nice smooth joint, and this car just glides across that. No problem at all, no stickiness at all, which is the problem we were having before. All we've done is just obviously drilled these holes, and then we've also countersunk them down as well and dropped these little stainless steel bolts in. And obviously we've tapped on the underside. Just flip it over. You can see there that we've just tapped this stainless steel so those bolts go into it, and just pull it all up tight, and then we've got this little pocket here in the plastic, and that just sits in there quite nicely. So yeah, I think that is going to work just fine. So what we'll do now is we'll get this up on the boat and see if we can get it mounted and sealed in. port side track is now on, so we just ran a bead of sealant on the fiberglass moulding, dropped the plastic down onto it, and then we put another bead of sealant on top of the plastic and then dropped the aluminium. So that is now fully sealed, just cleaned it up with a little bit of acetone. So that is now all nice and finished. Cars slide up and down here beautifully, no problem at all, and also slide over the joint, no problem at all as well, so that's great. We haven't put any adhesive between the plastic and the aluminium, or should I say the track, on this back section here. That means actually we can drop that off if we ever need to, take a car off, put a new car on, just gives us a bit of serviceability. This roof is running downhill, so you'll never get any water puddling up the top here anyway. It's always going to want to naturally fall off down that way. And also we will be having another piece of plastic that goes on this side, on the inside, that effectively creates a gutter. So if any water for any reason ever got past this track, which is unlikely, it would still come down the bottom, down this side here, and all the way off and drain off on the windscreen there. So we think that's probably quite a good idea to make sure that we can get to the cars and service them if we need to. This side is now on and in place. There was half a dozen screws that for some reason we hadn't put on, or we hadn't drilled the holes rather for the screws to go into. So we've just done that quickly, just spotted those 6 holes, pop those screws in just to make sure it all fits, and that's all fine. Always have to be careful with fiberglass to make sure that the hole is just big enough for the shank of the screw to go down, but it doesn't bind, otherwise you can snap the screws quite easily. So it's always a bit of a judgment call, that one. We have to use a 3.2mm hole in this moulding, and those screws go into that perfectly. So that's dry run now, all done. So what we'll do is lay down some adhesive and get that one fixed into place as well. So we're just building up the roof, a couple of the roof rails now, just so we can make sure that the track is all sitting nicely and runs absolutely smoothly, because obviously it's a one-hit deal with this once the Sikaflex is down. So Richard is just attaching both ends, and then we can drop that onto the rail. Also, this is our aluminium roof bars that we've had anodised as well. So these have been anodised in Natrel, so that should protect them from the elements. And Richard was just saying actually as well, they've been dipped, which means also they're anodised on the inside as well, which is kind of quite nice. So hopefully they should be quite durable. In fact, we have got the original roof bars just here, and they are just pure aluminium, and they had started to corrode a little bit. So hopefully this anodising should help. Richard's just stripped the nut on. Oh, just stay there, mate. Richard's just...
I'm not staying there for you to abuse.
Richard's just stripped off another nut for the second time. He gets banned on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've got a present for you, Richard.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Mark.
I'll leave it with you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, mate.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Checking for heat.
Yeah, that's what it is. That looks all right now. Yes! Cigar moment. So I've done the 4 over there. Richard's just finished his 1. Okay, that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.